Guys, I just bought the cheapest boat that I could find on Facebook Marketplace within 200 miles of my location. I didn't really look it over when I picked it up because it was only 150 bucks, but I won't lie to you guys, it's a little rough. So before we get into checking this thing out, I've had in my mind for a very long time that I wanted a 10-foot aluminum John boat because I have a 3-horse Johnson that is sitting in the shop that's just collecting dust, and it needs to be mounted on something. I had it on a 12-foot fiberglass boat back when I was in high school, and I did a lot of fishing on that thing. And so I've just kind of missed being able to hit the creek over where I grew up. So figured, you know, if I could round up an aluminum John boat that was about 10 foot long, put that thing on it, it'd be absolutely perfect. So without further ado, we're gonna check this thing out. And then we're gonna take it out and we're gonna test it out. And we're gonna hope for the best. I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll find out. So here she is in all her glory. It's a little 10-foot John boat, all aluminum. This joker is super light. I could pick it up and throw it around if I wanted to. Honestly, it's a pretty cheap built boat. I've been looking on Facebook Marketplace for a long time for one of these, but typically when I find a 10-footer, it's going between $500 and $700, and that was just more than I wanted to spend on one, so I just figured I'd keep looking. And I was scrolling the other day, this one popped up. It was listed for 150 bucks, and I thought to myself, worst case, it's got a couple of leaks. I got a buddy that can weld aluminum. Worst case, it needs some metal replaced, but we know how to fit metal, and we have some aluminum chilling in the shop. We know how to fit metal because of doing restoration work on some of these classic cars. So this has got to be easier than that because it don't require any body work. So anyway, I'm gonna get this joker flipped over, and I'm gonna show you guys why this thing was so cheap. Right off the rip, we've got a hole here that somebody put a patch on from the top side, bolted it in, and then this looks like Flex Seal. They did say in the ad you could spray it with Flex Seal and it wouldn't leak anymore, but so there's that. Obviously, it's a little bit beat up, you know, but we're going to straighten it out. We're going to make this thing look a lot better over time. It's not that big of a deal. It's thin metal. It's aluminum. We can work with that. So you flip this thing over. It's not horrible, truly. I mean, it definitely could be worse. Looking at it, it's bowed out a little bit on the sides, but we'll be able to straighten that out. It's really not a big deal. We'll be able to fix that. But the biggest thing that I noticed is this right here. This brace is broke, but when you push it down, you can push it down flat, and if we were able to weld that, it would actually support everything down there. So just gonna get my buddy Chris to weld that up for me. And then there's a couple other little things like back in here. This could all be welded up, that could be welded up. Obviously we want to brace that up as much as possible. I'm gonna do something different with this right here and actually put a good 2x in there, fit it, take care of the transom, that way we don't have any problems. But I just don't think for 150 bucks that I can complain too much. The trailer was free, so I mean, we're ahead of the game, bro. 150 bucks, we've got the perfect setup to be able to fish in the creek. But now, the real question is, when they said that it had a small leak, how small is small? Or how large is small? There's really, we don't know. We don't know how bad this thing's gonna leak, but I'm ready to take this thing out and find out today. So we're gonna go hit the creek over where I grew up. But first things first, we do have to pull the 3-horse out of the shop and find out if that thing's gonna crank. It's been sitting for quite a while. It hasn't started, so it's been sitting for a very long time, but it's a Johnson. I mean, it's a Johnson, so you know that joker's gotta run, right? There she is. There she is with the Johnson. Look how cute, it's so small. Throw a little fuel in this rig, see if we can get it to start up. One pull. That's what I'm talking about. That right there. That's that Johnson power, baby. Johnson power. Hard to beat a Johnson. I got a Mercury on my other boat, but hard to beat a Johnson. All right, we got us a paddle in case things go south with the motor. Got us a life jacket in case things go south with the boat. In case y'all can't tell, I'm figuring something's probably going to go south. So hopefully not. Hopefully everything works out, and hopefully this thing's in good enough shape that it floats. But anyway, only the way to tell that is for us to go and round up some water. We're gonna go hit the creek where I grew up fishing. I haven't been there in years, but we're about to go hit that just because it's a little sentimental to me and also a little nostalgic. Little boat, little motor. That's where I used to fish at. So we're gonna take all this stuff, we're gonna hit it over to the creek, and we're gonna find out if we can sink this thing. All right, well, somehow we made it down here, and the motor only fell off one time over at the other ramp. I did try to launch at one of the old ramps I used to launch at, but it is washed out, and that ramp is no longer in existence. Well, it's off the trailer. Guess the only thing left to do is push this joker out and hope she floats. I'm not gonna lie, this already feels unsafe. Bro. We're like an inch out of the water. And we're already sinking. All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh no, we're on the ground. I am so scared right now. All right, so the whole reason I wanted to get a small boat like this was because the creek in this area gets extremely low. I'm talking like 8 to 10 inches deep. So my 16-foot bass boat, not gonna work. Even this one right now is hitting bottom. So hopefully we can get on the creek, get on, you know, out in the main water. Hopefully it gets a little deeper. Hopefully we can find out just what this thing's gonna do. Oh my gosh. So this broken brace in the bottom of this thing, oh my goodness. It makes it feel so much more sketchy than it actually is. If this brace was actually braced up, we might be a little more stable. All right, we're moving. We're not dead yet. Or some, that's a good sign. This little 3-horse moves this thing pretty good. I'm scared to get going too fast. This thing sits way, way low in the water. I feel like if I had an extension for the throttle where I could sit up in that front seat, kind of counterbalance it, I feel like I would probably feel a little safer. But right now I'm a little sketched out. See, like right here, you've only got like 6 inches of clearance over the top of that log. We'll be able to make this in a big boat. We got a 10-foot John boat though. We're about 15 minutes in, that's where we're at. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I haven't been this nervous on a boat in a long, long time. I'm just waiting for this sucker to go down, just fold in half. I hadn't done it yet, but I'm fixing to try to open this thing up and see what the water does, but I'm not sure. All right, we go, finna open her up. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't like that too much. All right, I gotta say overall, this thing's not bad and it's absolutely perfect for the creek here, as shallow as this gets, which even still, the motor is sitting a little bit low and it is dragging. Bottom is fixing to hit. Yeah, just like that. So that is a little bit of a problem, but honestly, the creek is way lower right now than usual. So that, you know, that could be remedied just by the water coming up a little bit. I don't know how far this thing's actually sitting down in the water, but not really that big of a deal. But we are taking on a decent amount of water. So for that split brace that I told y'all about, just by simply pushing down on that and getting it back straight, this thing comes on up out of the water. You can see right there, I'm pushing on it. But I think if we brace this boat up, honestly, I think it'll be a lot more stable and it'll feel a lot better and a lot safer. I gotta say right now, for this little motor to have not seen any water or a boat in a very, very long time, so this thing, man, it's just purring like a kid and running like a top, man. I love this thing. It takes me way back, because me and this motor on a different boat, obviously, we spent a lot of time on this very creek back whenever I was 13, 14, 15 years old. So it just kind of takes me way, way back. I hadn't been out here and seen any of this water in years and years. Right there, I remember driving down. We used to swim here at this sandbar, or this boat ramp here, years ago, man. I was probably 10 years old back then. It's just kind of crazy coming out here and seeing a lot of this water and a lot of these places that I hadn't seen in so long. Places I had almost even forgot about. All right, well, we're taking on a decent amount of water, and I didn't put very much gas in this little motor. So I think now what we're gonna do, we know it floats and we know that it's a little bit sketchy and that the boat definitely needs some work. So I think what I'm gonna do is just go ahead, head back, we'll get this thing loaded on the trailer. We'll get it back to the shop, and then I'll tell you guys kind of what's on my mind, kind of what my plans are, and what we might do. All right, guys, so we made it back, and as you can see, we still have our creek water. So that tells me we got one of them there inward leaking boats, and we ain't gonna leak no water out. But I want to tell you guys kind of what my plan is real quick about getting this thing back up like it needs to be or replacing it. So I said I was going to tell you guys what I had in mind for this thing. So I'm going to show you real quick. There's a few things that I think would make this boat, I think it would make it a million times better than what it currently is. I don't know if this is a homemade rig or not, but there's really no bracing in this thing whatsoever. It's got the ones in the floor and that's it. But the metal almost looks like it, the aluminum almost looks like it was roof flashing, and I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if somebody built this or what it is, but I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I have in mind that I think would be able to make this thing what it should be and make it a lot better. So typically, to my knowledge, if there is a brace in these boats, it'll go up the side as well. And what I showed you guys earlier was that there's no bracing whatsoever in the sides of this boat. And I can literally just take it and just roll it over. And I can do that on both sides. But I was thinking, if we end up bracing this, which, you know, obviously we're going to have to do something about that. That's got to be fixed. But if we ran the bracing across there and up the sides, there and on this brace up here, it would definitely strengthen up the sides of this boat, and I think help a lot with the stability, but it would also bring these in to where they're more even on both sides, because that side leans down further than this side does. So the bracing would be a huge step toward getting this thing back up to par and to what I think its potential is, and will make it a lot nicer. But then also, I didn't really show you guys too well, but the transom back here, they just stacked some 1-bys, and obviously those are not secured too well. They're secured in there with wood screws. And so I think it would be better off, honestly, if you just took like a 2x10 or a 2x8 or something like that and went across there, and it would just really strengthen up that back as opposed to these little 1-bys, because I don't even know if they're true 1-bys, man. They're pretty flimsy. So my game plan was to take care of all of that, address the bracing, address the transom back there so that we have something to actually secure this motor to, because let me show you guys one more thing on that. The way they built this, I only have this far that I can actually secure the motor, and it definitely feels like it's going to fall off, which, you know, obviously we don't want. So the plan was to take care of that few things and then spray this thing with a Raptor liner to get it looking a lot better than it is right now, and then also maybe potentially build out something on the front right here, which would even still, again, add to the stability of this boat. And I could also go ahead and frame in some sort of box so I could put a counterweight up front to keep some weight toward the front, so that if I'm sitting back here operating the motor, we don't have that problem that we had earlier to where the back is just like steady going down in the back and then the front's constantly raising, because I won't lie to you, that feels a little bit sketchy. So that gives me two options. I stick with the budget boat and I fix it and make it 100% and make it way better than it's ever been in its entire life. I take the money I saved, buy a TIG welder and learn how to weld aluminum, or I get rid of it and I go ahead and buy another better built boat, a 12-foot boat, and then we just rock with that. But I'm going to leave that up to you guys, which I need you guys to let me know in the comments what you think. What would you do if you were in this case? It would probably be beneficial for me to learn how to weld aluminum and to TIG weld in general, but at the same time, that's more work and more time that we have to spend on this thing. But like I said, I think the thing is absolutely cool. It's tiny. I can get it into all those sloughs and all of that, those little areas in the creek. Obviously, it'll go through where it's shallow at. We took it all through it today. But again, there's just a few things that definitely need to be addressed. But I think with a whole lot of work, maybe even not a whole lot of work, just a lot of work, I think the boat could be really cool, and it could be the ultimate creek fishing rig. So the whole reason that this even came about, we went fishing the other day for my birthday. We spent the day on the river, and honestly, I had forgotten just how much I enjoyed that. I haven't spent any time on the water or fishing in probably 4 to 5 years, and so just to kind of get away and go hang out, catch a few fish, come back, cook them up, it was just a good time, and it really just took me back several years to kind of what we used to do whenever I was little. I spend just so much time in this shop. I work, I come here, I work some more, never take time to get away and just go unwind. So it was definitely it was definitely a much needed break, and it really just kind of took me back and just showed me that I've been missing some of the things that I used to really enjoy. And so that was the whole reason that I decided to even go and start looking for something like this. And so, you know, maybe we could get away, go to the creek, catch a few fish, you know, but it was just a good time. And heck, I don't know if that's something you guys would actually want to see or be a part of or anything like that, but that could be potential future content as well. But anyway, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you check out that one right there, because YouTube thinks it's going to be the best thing for you to watch next. And hit that subscribe button so you don't miss anything on the channel. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Deuces.